initial thoughts before going to Japan was that I was expecting there to be stares, I was expecting there to be concerned looks. But me actually going there and experiencing it for myself, I found the Japanese people to be very, very kind. They did seem a bit shy and reserved.
Bien.
Yeah.
Bien. Oza bien.
Yeah.
What is the name of the language?
Lingala.
Yeah.
But overall, I had a very, very welcoming, experience over there. And what did shock me was the fact that a lot of people did ask to take pictures, and they did compliment us as well, which I thought was really, really sweet. But just to be wary that if you are planning to go in Tokyo and you are a foreigner, particularly someone of a different ethnic group, sometimes they will ask you for pictures, and sometimes they will stop you and want to have a conversation with you as well. So depending on how you feel about that. Personally, for me, I was fine with it. I kind of expected it anyway, but I was definitely shocked about, how quite a few people were asking to take pictures, and yeah, it was really, really interesting experience. And also because I went there and I had a pink hair as well, so I was like, if they're gonna stare, they might as well stare at something different and cool. But despite me going there with pink hair and everything, I didn't get as much stares as I thought. But I did get a few compliments here and there, with some of the girls who they liked my outfit and stuff. So that would be the biggest misconception out there, personally speaking, for me. Now, as we do know, they obviously don't use the standard ABC alphabet. They have their own alphabet, so language is a big, big thing. Most of the major places within Tokyo, they have English subtext under it. For example, it could be menus, shops, and transport, as I mentioned. So generally speaking, you will be okay if you don't speak Japanese. You will be able to get around. But what I did use was this app called Voice. Now, this is not sponsored at all, but it's just something I found on the App Store. And this was really, really good because it was able to, translate what I was saying in English, and it immediately translated it into Japanese. And that saved me a few times as well in terms of directions and stuff like that. So just to give you guys an example of the Voice app, I'm going to say the three main words: hello, thank you, and goodbye. And you guys can hear what it sounds like in Japanese. Hello.
Konnichiwa.
So that's konnichiwa, hello. And then the next one. Thank you.
Arigato.
Arigato is thank you. And goodbye. Goodbye.
Sayonara.
And those are the three words that you need.
Shutterstock Music.
I can hands down say that Tokyo has one of the best transport systems I think I've ever been on so far. I haven't travelled the world as of yet, but from the countries that I've been to, Tokyo has one of the best transport systems. Now, when I say that, I mean particularly we took the trains or the subway to get to most places. They came on time, they were very clean, and they were so swift, so professional, and so quick. So to use the subways, I used these cards called Suica cards. Now with these cards, you can top up money that will allow you to tap in and out of the subways and on buses. And the good thing about these cards is that it lasts for 10 years, so you won't have to worry about purchasing another metro card if you're going back and forth to Tokyo. But also one thing to mention as well is that they do experience rush hour. So this is something that I researched prior to going there. So they have rush hours during the morning, so around 7 to 10 I would say, and also in the evening from around 5 to 7. So that's kind of your standard rush hour times, because obviously people are going to work and then later coming back from work. So I made sure to avoid those times traveling, particularly on trains. But other than that, transport system is A1.
Shutterstock Music.
So for me, Google Map was a saint. Like, I used it every single place that I went to, and the great thing about Tokyo in particular is that they are connected to Google Maps, because I know some surrounding areas like Korea, they have their own navigation system, whereas with Japan they have Google Maps. So you don't need to download any other apps. Google will get you to A to B, and it is just as accurate as any other major city. For example, if you're in the UK or in the US, Google Maps will work just as fine.
Shutterstock Music.
Now, I went during April, the beginning of April, and you know, I did my research, of course, and when I researched it, it said that, you know, temperatures will be a bit mild, so it won't be too cold, but then obviously it won't be too hot either, so it'll be really mild. But me going there, not knowing that in April, even though it's beautiful there, like the cherry blossom, that's like a really popular time to go, it can get really cold, especially in the morning and in the evening. And me being really stupid, I didn't pack enough jumpers. So I had dresses, I had skirts, I had crop tops, and I thought I'd be okay. But you know, I spent the week literally layering up all of my clothes because I thought it was really, really cold. And also another thing to mention is that during April it does get really, really wet and it rains quite often. So luckily for me, when I arrived there, it didn't rain, so we spent 2 days without rain. But the next days and the rest of the days we were there, it was raining non-stop. And the rain is not like, for example, if you are in the UK, like the rain kind of starts and then it stops and it kind of dries up, you know, during the end of the day. But over there it rains from morning to night, and I had no idea it was going to be like that. It was crazy. So luckily we was able to get umbrella over there, and usually the umbrellas that they sell are see-through, and I find that to be really convenient because you can actually see where you're going. So when you go there, you don't see anyone with like colourful umbrellas or anything like that. Every single umbrella is see-through, which I thought was really cute. So a word of advice, if you are thinking to go to Japan, particularly Tokyo in April, make sure to layer up and make sure to wear comfortable shoes, and don't forget your umbrella. Now, luckily for with Tokyo, I was very, very, very happy that Wi-Fi spots were all around the city, and most of the Wi-Fi spots were based in subways, they were based in hotels, cafes, shops. So you were never short of Wi-Fi really. But personally for me, I just felt it was more convenient to get a SIM card, and I would leave everything that I know of about that SIM card because it took me a struggle to find it. But with this SIM card, it was great because it gave me unlimited internet access, so I didn't need to top up or anything like that. And also it gave me calls, minutes for text, so it was really, really convenient, and I only spent £20 in cash for it, so it was really, really convenient. So I would definitely recommend, if you're thinking of going and you want to be connected to the internet at all times, and this is particularly useful especially if you are going to be using Google Maps obviously to get around the city. So I would definitely recommend using the SIM card. I will leave the information about that in the description box below. So that's all the things you should know about before going to Japan. There are obviously more things you should know, but I thought I'll keep this video nice, short and sweet. But if you are interested in knowing more things about what you should know before going to Japan, let me know in the comments. You know, I'm very active in the comments, so let me know your thoughts about that. If you're interested in hearing about other places where you are interested in going, and perhaps, you know, you want to know what to know before going there, so let me know in the comments as well. And thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time.
Shutterstock Music.